My name is Nicole. I am 28 years old. I live in Texas, USA. My life with my husband Brandon felt like a beautiful dream. We lived in a modern apartment in the city center. Brandon worked as a financial advisor, and I taught art classes at a community center. We shared a passion for travel and good food. Our lives were busy and full of friends. I believed we had a perfect partnership built on trust and respect. He always remembered small details about my day. He made me feel loved and cherished. I never doubted our relationship for a single moment. Brandon's job required him to travel to a nearby city named Austin once a month. These trips were usually for 2 nights. He said he met with important clients there. He always called me during these trips and sent pictures of his hotel room. His stories were always consistent and believable. I had no reason to question his routine. I used my time alone to plan my art lessons or visit with my family. I missed him, but I supported his career. His hard work allowed us to save for a house. We had big plans for our future together. One weekend, Brandon was on his usual trip to Austin. I decided to visit my cousin Melissa for a girls' night. We ordered pizza and watched movies at her house. During the evening, her doorbell rang. Her neighbor, Mrs. Carter, came over to borrow some sugar. She saw me and her face lit up with a friendly smile. She said she saw me last weekend in Austin and meant to wave. She described a specific cafe on South Congress Avenue. My blood ran cold. I had never been to that cafe. I was in Houston all last weekend with Brandon. I felt a sick feeling in my stomach. I told Mrs. Carter she must have seen someone who looked like me. She insisted it was me and even described the yellow dress I owned. I made an excuse and left my cousin's house early. My mind was racing during the drive home. Could Brandon have taken another woman to Austin? A woman who looked like me and wore my clothes? The idea seemed crazy and terrifying. I tried to calm down and think of a logical explanation. Maybe it was just a very strange coincidence. But the detail of the yellow dress haunted me. The next day, I could not focus on anything. I felt a nervous energy inside me. I needed to know the truth. I logged into our shared phone bill website. I looked at the records from Brandon's last few trips. I found a phone number that appeared repeatedly during his time in Austin. It was not a number I recognized. A quick online search revealed the number belonged to a woman named Heather. I found her social media profile. Her privacy settings were low. I scrolled through her photos and my heart stopped. She was wearing my yellow dress in one picture. I felt like the ground had disappeared beneath my feet. I saw more pictures of Heather and Brandon together. They looked cozy and happy. There were photos from restaurants, parks, and even a weekend trip to the beach. I saw a picture of them in our apartment, sitting on our couch. The date on the photo was from a day he told me he was working late. I felt a physical pain in my chest. The betrayal was so deep and so calculated. He had brought another woman into our home. He had let her wear my clothes. The disrespect was overwhelming. I continued scrolling through Heather's profile with trembling hands. I found a photo album titled Our Engagement. I clicked on it, feeling completely numb. There were pictures of Brandon down on one knee. He was proposing to Heather in a beautiful garden. He was wearing the suit I helped him pick for his cousin's wedding. The date of the engagement was 2 months ago. He had proposed to another woman while married to me. The scale of his lies was enormous. He had built a complete second life with a different woman. He thought he could manage 2 futures. I did not confront him immediately. I gathered all the evidence I could find. I saved the photos and printed the phone records. I contacted a lawyer and explained my situation. She advised me to secure my finances and make a plan. I moved my important documents and sentimental items to my parents' house. I waited for Brandon to return from his next trip. I wanted to be calm and in control when we spoke. I practiced what I would say in front of a mirror. I would not let him see me cry or break down. Brandon came home on Sunday evening acting completely normal. He gave me a kiss and talked about his boring business meetings. I waited until he had unpacked his suitcase. I sat him down at our kitchen table. I placed the printed photos of him and Heather on the table. I placed the engagement photo right on top. I watched the color drain from his face. His confident smile vanished instantly. He started stammering and trying to form an excuse. I just held up my hand to stop him. I told him there was nothing left to say. The proof was right in front of us. I told him I knew about his second engagement and his other life in Austin. I told him I had spoken to a lawyer already. I said he needed to leave our apartment immediately. He was shocked by my calmness. He expected tears and screaming. He never thought I would discover his secret. He packed a bag quickly and left without much argument. His silence confirmed everything. He knew he had been caught in a web of his own lies. He thought he was smart enough to keep both lives separate forever. He was wrong. The divorce proceedings were straightforward because of my evidence. Brandon did not challenge anything. He seemed eager to end our marriage quickly and quietly. I moved to a new apartment across the city. I focused on healing and my art. I felt a deep sadness for the loss of the man I thought I knew. The person I loved never truly existed. He was just a character Brandon played. I surrounded myself with supportive friends and family. Their love helped me through the darkest days. I started painting again, using my emotions to create new art. Now, I feel like a much stronger person. I have a new appreciation for my own resilience. I learned that I can face a terrible truth and survive. I opened a small art studio where I teach children and adults. My life is peaceful and filled with genuine joy. I do not think about Brandon often anymore. The pain has been replaced by a quiet understanding. I know his actions were a reflection of his character, not my value. I deserve honesty and true love. I am open to finding it again when the time is right. My story is about the power of truth and self-respect. Brandon thought he could live a double life forever. He thought I would never know. But I found out, and I chose myself. I walked away from his lies and into a better future. I am Nicole. I am 28 years old. And I am the one who controls my story. My life is now filled with color and light, and I would not change a thing. The lesson was painful, but it made me who I am today. I am proud of that person.